In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Chewbacca for the Vintage Collection, and this is based upon his appearance from A New Hope. So, very interesting scenario for this channel. We are now 917 videos into the channel's history, and I have yet to review a Chewbacca on the channel. And I have not had a Chewbacca in my collection for quite some time. So it's about time we rectify that. I used to own the Revenge of the Sith Chewbacca from back in the day, but unfortunately I parted ways with him over the years. I forget what year that was, sometime before 2015. And I used to own the original Black Series Chewbacca at one point, but I was never too sold on that action figure. Something always looked kind of off to me about it. Over time, though, it has kind of grown on me a little bit more. And I will say most of the Chewbacca action figures in general, at least the ones I have seen in person, something always looked kind of off to me about all of them. So that's part of the reason why I've never really went in and bought a whole bunch of Chewbaccas. But the more research I've done and the more I look into Chewbacca action figures we've gotten over the years, I do have a list of some that I plan on getting at some point. And of course, I will get a few in the Black Series as well. But I figure this will be a good start. This is probably going to be the best Chewbacca we get, at least for his appearance in New Hope. And I'm glad to finally have one back in the collection. So technically we have had the traditional Chewbacca card in the TVC line before, specifically in TVC 2.0, not too long after the line returned. So this is a little bit of an alternative card. And from my understanding, this Chewbacca is kind of a retool. From the waist on down is basically all new. And then everything from the waist up is reuse. So we have that traditional Star Wars logo there. He is VC381. And for his description, Chewbacca is a legendary Wookiee warrior with a big heart, known for his short temper, accuracy with a bowcaster, and unwavering loyalty to his friends. But let's just go ahead and get him opened here. Yeah, definitely a huge check mark off the list for me. I can tell already he's a good action figure. And I think this is pretty much the same bowcaster that I've gotten with other action figures before. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Forget how this is supposed to go. I'll have to look into that a little bit later. Let's just go ahead and take a look at them. Yeah, definitely as far as I can tell, probably the best 3 3/4 inch Chewbacca we've gotten. I think the face printing turned out really well. I think the head is reused as well. It turned out really nice. Has a little bit more of a roaring expression And some of the other Chewbaccas I'm looking into getting have a more neutral expression with his mouth closed, just to have an alternative look. Detailing in his fur here looks really good. Have his bandolier there with his pouch. And his legs there. Interesting how they have the fur around his hands there, kind of flared out like that. Suppose that's meant for a more action-oriented scene. But if you had him in a neutral pose, I just think it would look kind of odd. Articulation's really good. Assume that's supposed to be a ball joint in the neck, but of course it's a little restricted because of his fur, but that's all right. A hinge at the shoulder. It's a really good range of motion. Hinged elbow goes past 90. Then I think that's swivel wrist, isn't it? Yeah. Then we have a joint at the waist, basically. Trying to see if there's one a little bit higher up on his torso there as well, and I think there might be, yeah. So there's actually two joints at his torso, it looks like. One just below his arm, and then one towards the waist. There is barbell hips, and the sole thigh, and the hinge at the knee, and then the rocker ankles. So I think a pretty good combination of reuse and new parts. As far as I can tell, it's an all new action figure. And of course the bowcaster that we just looked at. I'm going to have to go back and take a look at exactly how to put this piece on. It's been a little bit. But yeah, I think this is pretty much the same bowcaster we've gotten with so many other Wookiee characters like Black Chrysanthemum or other Chewbaccas, for example. See if we can fit this in his hand. A little bit of harder plastic there. Probably do something like that then. So let's see how he looks alongside Han here. And yeah, they look great together. Glad to finally get these two united side by side. Huge check mark on my list. And we got the definitive versions of them. But I would definitely recommend Chewbacca for your collection. If you don't already have any in your collection, this is probably going to be the one to get. for 3 3/4 inch, that is. And as I said, 917 videos in, first Chewbacca featuring on channel. I think he was just about the last of the main characters that I needed to do some type of video for. Some of the other ones I plan on getting in the future are like the Saga Collection, Empire Strikes Back Chewbacca with the bag and C-3PO on his back. That one has a more neutral expression, and it still looks really good. But I never saw it back in the day, in person that is. And I would also like to get at least one or maybe two of the Black Series 6-inch ones as well. So stay tuned for all that. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for playing more in the future. There's always more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support, and check out the links in the description if you haven't done so already. And as always, thanks for watching.